moving on to UFC Rio de Janeiro.
A great event.
He's Brazilian, folks.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Ladies, throwing it out there.
I'm not, though.
I love you, my girlfriend.
But some people say I could be Brazilian.
I've never heard that.
Like Machida's.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Cousin or something.
All right.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
You've passed by.
Drink my own urine.
Don't do that.
No.
Kids, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Done dead.
Can't do it. Barboza versus Etim.
Wow. Just stop all the pulls. Stop everything. We already know what the KO of the year is.
Yeah.
That was it, you know?
It was like in a movie,
That's
right?
what it was.
Yeah, it was like in a movie.
That was a beautiful roundhouse kick. And
Fucking
Etim's reaction was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Right? He just froze.
Yeah.
And down he went like a wood plank. Plank of wood plank. I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
No, that was
Beautiful.
That's KO though.
But even at that, the whole fight before,
it was great.
great technical fight.
Yeah.
Two very technical strikers. Barboza, years experience in I think Taekwondo.
Oh yeah.
Or-
there you go.
I mean that is a pretty Taekwondo-esque kick. Etim too shown us in previous performances that he has great striking ability and
very-
good ground game too.
Very explosive too.
Yes.
Very quick, athletic, long limbs too, which help him.
Yeah, both are pretty tall guys for lightweight.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they'll both. I think there's not a knock on Etim. I think
No, I don't think so either.
I think they'll both go fairly far. Unfortunately, during the very packed lightweight division, so
Yep.
that's a problem. But otherwise, expect them to make waves. And even Etim, despite this loss, they're going to make waves in the next few years, definitely. Moving on to the Belfort versus Johnson. Fucking disaster. You guys that think that this is Bush League Productions, Anthony Johnson's weight cut is Bush League. Okay, I mean, come on. You're moving up in weight.
You still go overweight.
And yeah, I know, and it looks bad at 11 pounds, obviously, because at 186, we know what happened, right? He was cutting down, and he was like at 186.
Something like, yeah.
And then the UFC doctor said this is way too dangerous, and yeah, because apparently he wasn't feeling his legs and all that, and then UFC doctor ordered him to rehydrate, and obviously if you're gonna rehydrate, he's gonna balloon up to like 197, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't see how, if you were the type of person that would entertain going down to 170, that you would even come close to, because he got numbness apparently in his arms and legs, that you would come close to getting numbness in your arms and legs with that. And you shouldn't have come close. If you come that close, then maybe you should be at light heavyweight. But the whole thing doesn't make sense. The whole thing's Bush League, right? I mean, it's but we were seeing it's not professional. It's not like he can't do it. I mean, how was it, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago? He was walking around at like something 200 and something, right? Before, I mean, what is that?
He talks about it, right, in the UFC primer video, how at one point he kind of stopped caring a bit about his training regimen, and he was walking around at 230 pounds, which is ridiculous. That's 60 pounds.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe if he would have trained a bit, normally he would be at, 215?
Yeah. No.
215, from 215 to 170, that's still a huge cut, 45 pounds. So to 185, one would think that he'd have a much easier time cutting 10 pounds less, 15 pounds less. Obviously not. So you would think maybe what weight was he starting to cut from?
Exactly.
Was he back at 230? 230 plus? Trying to cut down to 185?
No, he wasn't.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, no.
Why do you do that?
It's
Bush League.
That's Bush League production. Anthony Johnson, Bush League, and Belfort. I mean, Belfort was already going to do what he was going to do against Johnson, a game Johnson. A game Johnson would have a tough time with Vitor Belfort, But
you saw his game plan right away, what he was trying to do, because I think he expected himself to gas, right? Johnson, he expected to gas right away, or very soon into the fight, the first couple minutes. I don't think he expected himself to last past maybe the first minute, 2 minutes of the second round.
Yeah.
So
he started
first
throwing.
round he was just
threw.
might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well. Maybe I catch him with the reach. Who knows?
Yeah.
He did good on the ground.
Yeah.
He busted him up a bit. Vitor
And you know what? And you know what? The ref made a mistake. I mean, he stood him up too quickly.
I kind of liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it because Vitor held him down, controlled him positionally, controlled his arms, controlled his posture. Didn't let him do much. If anything.
I'm okay with that. And but I think you still let him. You still let that position be the status quo. At least for another, 8 to 10 to 15 seconds, because you don't know who. I mean, he held them for a few seconds and then they stood up right away. I mean, you have to give them the chance to escape from the holes, right?
All right.
So I think he got a bit gypped on that matter. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway, but so.
But I like that choice to standing him up quicker, as opposed to letting them stay there in the same position. Same thing for the wall install.
You hate rat wrestlers.
I hate the rats.
But yet you're a BJJ fan, and sometimes you know what. Sometimes
but look, if the wrestler
have time, you need time to work.
But exactly, you have to work. You have to show the work. You can't just stay there.
Well, John Fitch works.
John Fitch is an idiot, as proved by our earlier assessment of his fight against Ronnie Hendricks.
Cross him out off the list.
Sorry, John. Sorry, but
don't cancel your viewership.
Still subscribe to the videos. Moving on, the main fight of that night, and what a fight it was.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo.
Is it Jose or Jose? Jose
Aldo.
Because your language always goes up. And that's why, I don't want to sound bad, but that's why Silva and Chauvin, they sound kind of womanly when they after their victory fights. Steven Seagal, Machida, and then Nogueira, and but it's so weird because it's such a contrast from how brutally violent they are,
I'll accept this because we're very mellow people. We're very mellow.
Yeah.
We like to relax. If we're not fighting, we're loving.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
you're lovers and fighters.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And Chad Mendes, he
looked great.
11-0.
No, man, he looked great.
Until he got knocked the fuck out.
No, that's because Aldo's in another world. But I do think that Mendes is a top 4 featherweight easily.
He applied his game plan.
He applied his game plan, and he
did what he had to do.
And he got caught once, and I mean, but that's the thing with Aldo is that you have to work super hard to try to take something from him, and you make one mistake, you lose everything. And that's how it is with great champions. With Silva, it's kind of the same thing too.
But that's a point too, and I want to make a point to bring in my neighbor and friend John, because we spoke about this before, and I'll give him a bit of credit with the Brock statement I made before. He called it. John called Brock would retire if he loses this fight. He called it, and I'll give him props for that.
Maybe it's some insider information.
Maybe it's insider trading.
Yeah.
We'll let the FCC know. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if FCC regulates this, but they might want to get into it.
Yeah. Coming after you, John.
Watch out.
Sorry for ratting you out, though.
We talked about once wrestlers, these cheap rats. Okay, not just wrestlers, but certain fighters. Because this does not apply just to wrestlers.
Rats.
There's a wide variety of other fighters that
are you gonna apply it to Frankie Edgar? Don't say it, bro.
No.
Don't say it, bro. Frankie Edgar is beloved.
Frankie Edgar is
beloved. He's a
top-notch fighter.
He's got a lot of heart.
He has a lot of heart. He's proved me wrong before. Yeah. So I won't talk shit about him.
Rat jabs.
But yes, I'll take for example the wrestler this time. Once that wrestler gets out, once that his game plan can't be applied anymore, once there's enough resistance from the other fighter that game plan won't get applied, you don't know what to do anymore. A little bit too one-dimensional, rely too much on the takedown, the wall install, play the game, the arm game once you get on the
the wall and saw clinch game.
Yeah.
Over under and shit.
And when that doesn't work, then they're just lost. They just go back to trying and get single legs and trying to get the double legs, and then Aldo stuffs him, and on and on and on. And Aldo worked. This victory too proves how good Gray Maynard was for his preparation, because he trained with Gray Maynard, one of the best takedown artists in the lightweight division.
Even though he doesn't use it anymore.
Because he has great striking.
Yeah.
He has very powerful hands. Anyways, so props to Maynard to helping Aldo. Props to Aldo for calling in Maynard to come in. Who knows? Maybe this might play in later if Aldo ever decides to go up in weight to fight for a title against Frankie. He has Gray in his corner. There's already a little bit of history there. Could bring him in for something like that. But all in all, great performance by Aldo. That knockout, beautiful.
Yeah.
It felt like second nature to him. But once he got out, when he spun out, he just knew that the nature of the wrestler, right, would just shoot again. Shoot again, try again, and just boom, knee to the face. Good night, Irene.
But that's the thing with great athletes, and I think Aldo, for all his technical skill set, is also a tremendous athlete. I mean, he's a physical specimen. Okay, I mean, first of all, let's not forget the fact that this guy takes a tough weight cut to 145. So he's a humongous, featherweight. He is. I mean, Chad Mendes is no slouch in the strength department, but Aldo is stronger than him. Okay, not only is he strong, but he's also faster than him.
Yep.
Okay, so I see it all the time with all the greats. Yeah, I mean, you see it in every sport, but also you see with Anderson Silva, John Jones, is that once you're athletically superior to your opponent, the other guy, to get the smallest advantage, as in let's say maybe secure a little takedown or a little clinch, has to I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You have to spend that extra little energy to get that thing, and then that sucks you out, and you might get it, but it takes that extra thing. While for the superior athlete like Kobe Bryant and like Aldo and Silva, for them, or John Jones, and you see it. When John Jones I remember when he was on the ground and then he kind of jumped backwards. Yeah, through the legs and put his opponent's body through the legs and just jumped over his opponent. It was I think it was Ryan Bader, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're on your last gasp. To try to take someone down or trying to score that goal or whatever, right? Yeah. But you could do it when you're in your comfort zone and you're trying, but you're not trying too hard. That's where Aldo was at when he was stuffing Mendes takedown. Mendes was he was trying his hardest. I mean, Mendes is the equivalent of that guy who was giving that last dump of adrenaline to try to get that takedown. Aldo was more like, okay, this is another drill. This is another takedown drill. So when he was working on his takedown defense, he was like, well, he's trying. I mean, he's flexing his muscles. He's trying, but he's not dispensing every bit of his mental energy. He's thinking, what am I gonna do next?
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do next?
Before.
What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna fucking knee him. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna spin out and knee him. Right. When you're spending so much energy, you can't do what he did, which was spin out and then knee him. Right. Yeah. You're too gassed on the current action, and that's where Mendes was. And then you see that all the time. You see that with John Jones. You can't. They're just physically and athletically superior to their opponents. And, you saw even though he's a bigger and stronger opponent than Chad Mendes, he's faster. And you saw how the takedown defense, it wasn't fucking sprawl. They weren't sprawls. He just avoided them laterally, right? With
he had a couple sprawls, though.
Yeah, he had a couple. I mean, but you rarely see lateral movement to avoid takedowns. And you saw them, they were beautiful with the Jose. Pepe, Jose, Aldo. I don't want to insult your people too
Thank
much.
You. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Alienate a couple of them.
Stop.
And what a celebration, though. What a celebration. Well, running out into the crowd.
That's just pure Brazil, right?
Wow. That was great. That was great to see all that energy. Wow. That was
that type of spontaneity can only be expected from you people.
Yes. Well, you're welcome, world.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
The bodyguards must have been going crazy.
Yeah.
Dana White must have shat his pants 4 or 5 times in there.
Especially since he knows Rio. He watched City of God. He knows what
That's exactly how things work there, right? No.
No.
It doesn't.
Sorry. I'm biased.
You are?
Biased by Hollywood. He's not Hollywood.